Lisa Guthrie. I'm at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Suite 133. By myself, except for, of course, spirits walk in and out, if you believe that. But I am by myself in the room, and I plan to be by myself. I've got a stick at the door. There's nobody who's liked or wanted in the U.S. by me. It's all cursory, social relationships that are very shallow. And the reason why is because everybody died 13 years ago, and they're all zombies, and they're all gang members. And 13 years ago, I woke up, everybody was a Satanist gang member. Also, let's see, I'm going to prop so I don't have to hold it, actually. Prop it on one of the motion detectors or something. That's not very stable. A little flatter. But anyway, there are a lot of threats that have been made since I got back here. Black Nazi security guard that works for the Pike Place Market, and then his friends. And there are apartments off to the left. Also, there's a janitor's room that wraps, so should be empty, but it's not. The gang member actually, janitor's room, terrorize me. They're making decrees of you're going to be gone on Monday, and one of them is trying to abduct me. It's because of the check, it's not very big, and also my storage room, and they have a and she was going to follow me, and also I wouldn't induct it, I wouldn't inject people and steal their bags, and so I was scarred by gang members have tried to terrorize me for 13 years. I don't know if the broadcast stopped and restarted at a certain point because I was, when CameraFi stops, you don't know if it's going to start at the same place or chop it up altogether sometimes. So the crazed psychopath gamers, they're on meth. I could smell meth in the elevator, I believe. They're on crack. They're crazed. They're retarded. But everybody was pretty much a crazed, retarded moron anyway 13 years ago. After that. And their heads were dead for 13 minutes. One of the bums here is threatening English people. I think it could be a black man. And he didn't say where, but I think I know where, because the black Nazis are continuously, especially NATO countries. And these people have also bragged that they're in with ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Taliban. The thing is, they're actually worse than ISIS and Al-Qaeda and Taliban, and also they're Satanists. So they're as bad in the and if you're in America, it could be the nice sorority girl with the cute blonde hair and the perky. And by the way, and one of the whores was, because they're also in on human slavery. She's you're going to. And then they're playing otherwise acid. Now, I was threatened on buses today, including the 45 that I took. I was threatened on the E-line. He told me I was going to give up my backpack. He called it a suitcase. And I was carrying my laundry. And so I said out loud what he told me to do. And then I told him it won't. And then I had a temper. And then there was something the other one might have been 30s, or 40. I hate to say immediate with all the cannibals around, which eat spirits and do actual cannibalism. And so, by the way, they're trying to tell me I'm going to be in a false relationship, and the retarded security himself, and this is where they will often docked and being murdered. Oh, everything's okay then. And one of the bums keeps crying. Are they talented? No, they're not talented. They're actually the opposite of, taught them to see the invisible. And he gave them stolen power to see the invisible. They're not actually. They don't actually have even their own abilities. They're all grotesque. Now, so the situation, and I am under illegal surveillance. I have been 13 years, and a variety of other dirty cops that have portrayed that it's legal surveillance and some sort of investigation that's legal. It's actually not. And even the microphone, by the way, that was left open. I can hear people in their rooms, and a microphone company talked to me about it, and they didn't fix it really. That was on purpose. It was just left on. Nobody fixed it, and so people's phone was to words they're playing over and over, and they're playing awe right. And the thing is, I like carrots, and they're playing awe. The awe. We're smart. We're playing awe. We're going to call it awe. We're going to call people we like awe, and have things. We're so bright. Nobody will figure. Pattern of the gang members, and they'll play alternate. The paranormal and they're actually trying to, and they're repeating names, even common proper names over and over. One of their patterns, and military, fake and real law, and well, cover up their traces. They like, who else? I said more professional. Who else was? I'm getting a little bit of a low blood sugar. I think I'll have my protein milk stuff that I drink. See. So there were threats on the bus. I was also curious. So the cowards absolutely like to threaten me. I can't do the laundry here because these bums are, they have glass sprinkled me. I have the scars, and one of the bums is playing there quietly. So what they think they're going to do to victims, they think have you in your apartment where you're not going to leave, and you'll basically starve. You won't eat, and they'll get you on out, smeared, you're poisoned, you're in the filthy water. They have bragged that they have dumped in Ebola, and other chemicals in water. When I refused, hands were bleached by something they put in the water. The retardo playing Linda over and over. They've threatened me with someone named Linda, and they're playing Snapping Your Legs. I just want to inform you that every attack on me, they've attacked everyone in the U.S. And they're playing Cruelty and Lesson. You're not going to walk around. You're going to be arrested, you ugly fucker. It's time. And the thing is, the bums here are attached to a real policeman named Officer Bobby. Changed name and blah, blah, blah. Punished. A lot of these they're playing hitmen. By the way, on the back, there were a number of weirdos. And one guy was going on and on. Gang member. Might have been a Zeta. And they're playing street name. One of the bums is telling me, he's thinking he's going to give me orders. And so it's the chest chakra. And the retarded male in his room will go, and he's playing YOLO. I won't. And so up one day on the 4 o'clock news, because I don't obey anybody. And the only person I would obey is God, Jesus. That's about it. Now we look at the windows, and you can determine who's in their windows, making some kind of decree. Because they're crazier, these people are, and some of them think or infections, women, and the males smell like garlic, and they're doctors and actual police, and then those police and doctors flagrantly break the law or laws, and they'll pretend that they can tell you what to do. Because a dirty cop you sprinkled with glass, these bums will portray that it's legal. Now, she's an ugly, she looks like she might be black and something else. Her mother looks possibly Native, and her mother's ill. But she was bragging about how the retarded black Nazi security guard in inspection, because some apartments do that, thought he could play backpack legally. I've had some scummy people come, security guard uniforms that have nothing to do with Metro. Just ignore this, Metro, just ignore this. They put it out on the internet. And if they do, you're going to find out how it has become they are absolute freaks and bums. They try to take chakra, etc. The reason why is they don't have their own chakra, their own soul, their own aura. They are bums. They are Satanists. They are bad. Pray. The bomb is playing Linda over. The Linda, it was a name used by these bums to perpetrate fraud recently. Obtained some funds from St. Vincent de Paul. And they used Linda Guthrie. They also used and they just tore chest, by the way. But I'd like you to know they're actually they're absolutely attacking the U.S. Whoops, this banana's too squashed. You know, it's hard. Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie. I'm at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 9133, Unit 329. And I was just telling how I got at this unit, including you can't do laundry here without worrying like everybody else. While you're doing laundry in the sprinkle think glass, and one of the bums is making decree after decree. 10507 Aurora Terra me here. Why gang member want medical connection? Well, they want it if they have access to your records. They could have scams and quite a lot of things happen, including full identity theft, including faking all your records in order to fake even a footprint when you're born or your blood. They went quite a lot of things, and just or walk around with fake birth certificates. Nobody would believe the real one. So they're mentioning a Linda over and over, and she's actually perpetrated fraud using my apartment name. Or no, if you believe in chakra, they pull in chakra, and they've been pulling and pulling and pulling. Why have their own chakras, spirit, and what it does, they then open up a sort of one of the bums here. Even if you think I'm psychotic talking about spirits, well, one of the bums here actually called girlfriend. That's what a couple of them have done because they're afraid and they're playing finish. See, if they see a whole thing about gangs, they'll pretend to be your boyfriend anyway, and it explodes in your house. Easily done. All they do is bribe, coerce, or remember the four. And you have to have a bribe, or some people just notice, they don't see, and even if they did see, they're not in a relationship. So I'm writing notes and grabs, and I want to attack as well. Now, I'm going to make a prayer over my I'm going to attack as and remember, I'm under illegal, and I have been for 10 years. One of the bums that threatened a falsified relationship. Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie, and the CameraFi, I'm Washington, 98133. False relationship, and see who gay, which is Bloods, Zippers, and the Black Hispanic Nazis within their movement. And well, it doesn't matter because the whites, and if you're mother to protect you, another moron is the mother moron mother. The moron is still saying live or glanting, and they were chanting this morning too. But anyway, so I wanted to play girlfriend or husband, which is basically another word in their street code for racist. I mean, for rapists. Rapist, murderer, tries to gain power over you, somebody who will inject you, etc. And they're playing visit. And so it's a rapist who thinks they're going to get in. It has nothing to do with visiting you. I'm looking at something I thought I had read 760. Maybe I didn't write it down. Maybe it was 706. Bomb just like I did a time. It doesn't mean he's powerful. What it means is the retard used my chakras, used my aura, and the channel. Now, if you believe it is a bomb, and they just took neck chakra times 2, and trying to create with the plane. It's a bomb bragged. Now, you might think it's crazy, but just enhance the audio, and you might hear something. Now, so bums, and it's the guard from the LaSalle Apartments Place Market development. His relationship. He claimed one of the bums is playing Kingdom, and they just took head and they're playing Kingdom. Or saying Dom you or Dumb you. Dumb you. Excuse me, I have to curse. Courtesy everyone. And uterine, and she's playing courtesy everyone. Helping. No, she's interested in surviving the shitty achieved by paranormal and normal, and these bums to fall with Satan and basically to death black Nazis and shit ass like the black whores ruling bars, if of course they'd want to accept it, and they probably, if they got their way, cast those, and that is one of the goals of the black Nazi, and to rewrite history, to make it, and Hispanic Nazis as well, etc., to make it appear what they did or the years. So that's a lot of people. Now, the ugly security guard that is, he's actually hanging out in a janitor's room to the second floor, third. He's on the third, but he went in his room, possibly. And he was actually threatening with something, but he had too much knowledge. And I have asthma, allergies, chemical sensitivities, chronic fatigue is a part of my life. But then there's a very big tumor, and the retarded black Nazi security guard knew what that item was. I don't have any information. I'm telling you, they like to invade medical. I volunteer at a library. One of those women talked to this. He said something that was personal in regard to removing a device that actually aids in fighting tumors. It prevents pregnancy, actually, and actually can shrink fibroid tumors. And so a creepy creeper behind the sink started talking to me about, device that is that fights fibroids. it's an IUD. And he and other retarded Satanist bums. And even before I talked to somebody at Elizabeth Gray who had female problems, I think I'd heard this threat. Me too is that bum records, but I have had. Now I don't think I had hear about that or any at my stores. Well, I believe one of the blessings was about entering storage units, and I have and that's totally different area to do with this area in Roosevelt. That some of them who team up with the real police and the fake police to make like a fake government network. So you might have a real police and these security guards. They're two black Nazis. They actually have had sexual intercourse with officers, or like these doctors. And then security bitch, little gay man, feels very powerful. So I guess that would be a reason to pretend he's my friend. Who said, I just got my girl. Nothing in the way of silicone. There's a whore playing blah, blah, you're yapping that. Shut the hell up, you fucking bitch. And they've threatened to amputate my fingers, my hands, even my legs. They've threatened all kinds of mutilation. I feel yapping about Linda. So remember the security guard at the Pike Place, by the way, the little bitch who thinks he's very powerful, because his boyfriend is Officer Bum threat here, but that's what this bum and the filth didn't just include sewage, blood, and urine, but purposeful or fever. It's not really trying to say something to me. I think tell me what. Ugly hooker, I think he want to start trying to tell me what to do. And they had a plot, and so he was saying something. He had his the psychiatrist here that sneaks around in the kidding you. He's here to smoke crack. His name is Dr. Jaffe. And he was bragging about illegal, retarded black man that's a security. He was stating, and he was how I have. Supposedly, I images lately, and they're trying to fake something about let's say they grab someone, and they might have footage of that person when they were fine. Run that footage, including that person was and eating like, oh yeah, that person might be a podcast or. I don't know how, but maybe that footage is out there, and they'll present, oh, she's fine. It's like the typical, the hostage is supposedly, but then you find out they were executed brutally 6 months ago. But Obama's talking hands. Nobody wants to hold hands with you. You're all excrement. And by 45 route on the way back, one guy, it was a guy I drew into him, he reached in his pocket. They're still talking about Linda, by the way. It's bums on the side. That's what I'm hearing. But this guy 5'9", 5'9". He was thinner. He wasn't that tall, but with a beard, and he like he reached along something out, and you couldn't guess what that is. That's a crime glass, and just have Zetas. You might also have Bloods, and so you might have contact. They might contact. So literally thousands of come after you, and in the talking about just like subbing me, I believe it was me, hurting me, what else, raping me, and they're calling it having sex. And the bums here, one of the whores in the janitor's room, just called it an advertisement. So they'll actually put advertisements out, and people all those years ago, 13 years ago, and so they pretended I was Satan and that I should be killed. Which, by the way, if you have a snuff movie as a political prisoner or even the devil or a demon, and it's, it might be presented as if it's in Russia or another country. And one of these shits is still, sitting there, and you will do that. He's in one of the apartments. Now, I'm going to turn off the broadcast for a bit, and then also the janitor's room. And while, if you want to hear what they're saying, you need to get a program to enhance, and you could take a voice and then take out the. But definitely these bombs, and they will brag that they dumped also radiation in my water all these years, and they're in on also the police. They might release gas on people. 13 years about canisters and people sort of way to spray or put poison bottle. If it's a metal water bottle, a person can carry gas. And so Dr. Jaffe is definitely linking, and Officer Bobby. And one of the other retardos is still making threats. And by the way, on the E line, there was a whore, blonde and drunk, and she was with a guy with dark hair and a beard, and he, or like sort of unshaven, and I was standing in front of them, or behind them rather, and she said, that has worn in the, and then his friend, a white guy, plain, I think dark with not dark, but bums say, that's the one, everybody tickets. We can grab those other freaks that I talked about. They were talking about, quote, having sex. They're talking about how they will. But what is happening is, I will repeat what people know as a mental patient. And without even getting angry or upset, I'm a psycho. I calmly and coolly, it's the best way is for me to say, this person just threatened to rob my backpack. And no, it's not getting my. Didn't have enough battery. I could have chanced it, and etheric body have been torn. It's actually cute. My name is Lisa Guthrie. I'm in Unit 329, 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. I believe that the whole U.S. is gone, etc. Nature's been fouled by the zombie feeling that we're already fallen, that taught that, and then further enslavement, unfortunately. They're all psychotic morons. Anything they try, like let's say any entry of my apartment, it's ups, they'll actually go. So remember, so whatever you threaten me with, I'll do to you. How about legal? But if someone breaks in here, it's legal to defend. Thank you. Bye.